morning in the beautiful Galilee morning. And also, it is Shabbat Preparation Day. This is intended to be the last in the series for new people coming into the understanding of the calendar. These short videos were to just a easy little sound bites, not even sound bites, little mouthfuls for you to consider, digest, and study so that you can get a good grasp of understanding what it takes in the land of Israel for the calendar to begin according to Scripture. Now, today we're going to look at the calendar from the perspective of the beginning, that the lambs are born, and they're more than a week old, that Elohim has done his work and sent the rains, and that the rains have brought the barley to a condition of Exodus 9:31 and 32, which is Abib. So we have all of those things we're going to assume, and we want to now look at the next step. What is the next step and the final step for determining what day that Passover will be? Well, in order to do that, we're going to go back to the first Passover again as recorded in Egypt, because if we really read the scripture, there's actually a lot of detail in there. And so let's take a look and see what Exodus has to say about exactly when to begin the year. When we look back at the first telling of the Passover in the book of Exodus, not only can we see the formula that we're given to understand when the barley is Aviv, but in that same chapter, there's actually 3 plagues recorded. When we go back to the first of the chapter, we're going to see that we're looking at the 5th plague. And the 5th plague was going to be a difference that Elohim made between the cattle of Egypt and the cattle of Israel. So if we stop and think about that a moment, we know that the reason that the difference was made is because in the Passover season is when the young animals are born, and the first fruits from the animals was due to Elohim. So Elohim was going to make a difference between the animals of Egypt and the animals of the Israelites. He was going to strike the animals of Egypt, and he was going to preserve the animals of the Israelites. Let's look at these verses and see what he has to say, starting in verse 3. Behold, the hand of the Lord, 9:3, is upon thy cattle, which is in the field, upon the horses, upon the asses, upon the camels, upon the oxen, upon the sheep. There shall be a very grievous murrain. And the Lord shall sever between the cattle of Israel and the cattle of Egypt, and there shall nothing die of all the children's of Israel, that is the children of Israel. So nothing is going to die that is the children of Israel, because some of that belongs to Elohim. Then it says something very interesting in 9:5. And the Lord appointed a set time, saying, tomorrow the Lord will do this thing in the land. I'm just going to switch this to the Strong's version, and we're going to find that according to this, Jehovah put, a moed, an appointment, a fixed time, a festival, a year, it says an assembly, a place of meeting, a signal. So the Lord put a set time, saying, tomorrow the Lord shall do this thing in the land. And the Lord did that thing on the morrow, and all of the cattle of Egypt died, but the cattle of the children of Israel died not one. So we're 2 plagues before the Aviv barley. Okay, that's the first thing I want to point out, that we are 2 plagues ahead of the Aviv barley. And here we have a moed that Elohim has put. So what is the moed that Elohim would put ahead of Passover? Well, the new moon is a moed. There was a sacrifice for the new moon, and the new moon begins the new month. Psalms 81 says, blow a trumpet in the new moon. In Colossians 2:16, it says, not to let anyone judge you by a new moon. Ezekiel 46:6 says, and in the day of the new moon, it shall be a young bullock without blemish, 6 lambs, and a ram without blemish, speaking of the sacrifice. Amos 8:5 asks, when will the new moon be gone that we may sell our corn? So we have plenty of verses to tell us that the new moon was a time of offering sacrifices in the temple. So it was a time that was appointed by Elohim. Now we're going to jump to Exodus 12 because we're told something very, very specific in Exodus 12. I'm going to get rid of my face. I don't need to see me. And it says, this month, the month that they were in, shall be unto you the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year to you. Speaking to the children, speaking to the congregation of Israel, saying, in the 10th day of this month, they shall take to them every man a lamb according to the house of their fathers, a lamb for a house. Now, this was being spoken to them in the month. And so they were to do this on the 10th day of the month. Therefore, saying this had to have been before the 10th day of the month. And let's go back over to Exodus 9:31. Sorry. Before the 10th day of the month, we have Aviv barley. Now let's jump back up to Exodus 9:5. And the Lord appointed a set time. He put a moed. So what we have just seen is the beginning of the month. And then a little later, the barley became Abib. And then a little later, the lambs were chosen on the 10th day of the month. So what we have just seen is that in a month, there will be this thing called the Abib, not the month of Abib. We covered this in one of our earlier videos, that the Abib is an object, it's an item, it's a thing. It's describes like Hebrew does, but it is a specific thing. It has the word the in front of it. So it's naming a thing. So we have a month with this thing. Now, one of the things that people will say is it has to be a whole month of Abib. It does not have to be a whole month of Abib because the scripture clearly says the month of the Abib, not a month of Abib. It says the month of the Abib, not a month of Abib. So it is a month that has something called the Abib within it. And this happened after the new moon. And I'm really driving this point home because one of the things that has happened is a lot of believers in Yeshua have migrated into the field of Jewish people who do not believe in Messiah. And they require a new moon and the Abib. They want it in the same time. They want it either just a little ahead or they want it by the first night of that next lunar cycle. So in other words, they want to see Abib barley with the new moon before they will declare the new year. Where when we just went to Exodus and we just look at what was given to us in the first complete telling of Exodus in the scripture, we could clearly see that the moad of the moon had happened. Elohim put it, he chose to reveal the new moon that night. And then 2 plagues later, there was the Abib barley. And then 3 plagues later, we had the night of the Passover. Between the time of the Abib and the night of the Passover, the 10th day happened and the lambs were chosen. Now, after that 10th day, there were no other counts or events that was given to the nation of Israel that they should achieve anything. By that 10th day of the month, they were ready and prepared to celebrate the Passover that year in Egypt. So, this is what our new year looks like when we begin looking at the land and following what we've been given to understand when to begin the calendar. We need lambs that are at least a week old, lambs and goats. We need the barley to be Abib, which means the flax will be blooming and the wheat blade will be standing in the field without any fruit showing. We need that the Abib happens in a specific monthly cycle before the 10th day of the month when the lambs were chosen. It's really that simple. If the barley is Aviv, before the 10th day of the month, that day when our last responsibility was finished that was required of us, that day of choosing the Passover lambs, if the barley is Aviv before that day, then the barley will be Aviv and acceptable in that month. That will be the month of Passover when the Israelites came out of Egypt. If the barley misses the 10th day, if the barley doesn't become Abib until the 15th, but it doesn't become to the 20th, 25th, 30th day, then it is in the next lunar cycle that we will keep the Passover, because at the 10th is when the lambs were chosen, the Passover lambs were chosen. And at the 10th, everything was set in place and ready for what would be keeping Passover. Now, again, if that 10th day come and it was time to choose the lambs, but the barley wasn't ready, then it would have been delayed by 1 month. And I'd just like to remind you that, and we've talked about this before in one of the other videos, the first time that something is given in the Old Testament, especially, it's a critical story that tells a lot of detail and explains a lot of understanding within the text to help us know what's expected. And so it is within this first Passover story that we can clearly see that a new moon had happened, and that then the barley had become Aviv, and that on the 10th day the lambs were chosen. So I see that order as critical to our understanding, because the scripture took the time and the words in the telling to explain exactly what transpired. And we don't always see this happen with all things in the scripture. There's a lot of things that I've read in the scripture that I'd like more detail on, but it's not given. However, in this brief glimpse in history, Elohim invested a lot of detail and a lot of time helping us understand a certain order during a time when we predominantly think about the escape of the Israelites from their captors and from Egypt.
Well, in the middle of that exciting story of his deliverance, we get an awful lot of information about the order of the biblical calendar and how those things happened.